How the fuck do hacks get worse?
Okay, let me see plank.
What is this guy doing? He's just flying. Yep, oh here it is. Yep, he's what the fuck? And he's teleporting the people. Oh my god. Yeah, look at he's fucking god. Oh my god. What? He's killing everybody from the sky. Woo! Oh, yeah, here he is. He's just hitting dude. He died. He just fucking died.
How?
He just whoa. He teleported outside the border.
Hey guys, what's going on? Tenebrous here. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be playing on MINEMEN.CLUB and we're going to be talking about Infinite Reach and KILLAURA on HYPIXEL and whether or not anti-cheats themselves are actually getting worse over time. Now, as you saw in the intro clip, there have been a series of hackers on HYPIXEL recently which have sought to use an exploit which essentially allows them to reach across the map completely from the other side of the map, like basically attack any entity within their render distance. Now, if you watch me and you've watched my mechanics videos before, you might be like, wait, Tenebrous, I thought you said that a Spigot server blocks all attacks above 6 blocks. That doesn't seem to make sense. Why are they able to hit in their entire render distance? Well, first of all, because HYPIXEL uses no cheat plus, the HYPIXEL maximum reach distance is something like 4.25 instead of 6, but regardless, these players are still able to hit in their entire render distance. So how are these players doing it? Well, they're basically abusing an exploit in the game, which allows them to attack any player within their render distance. This is how it works. Now, obviously, Spigot and No Cheat Plus block attacks above 4.25 and 6 blocks, or whatever you set it to on the server side. However, what client developers can actually do is they can send a teleport packet to teleport to the enemy player, attack, and then teleport back. Now, this happens within a tick, so it's completely silent. You don't see the player teleporting to the player you're attacking and back because the game just doesn't render it. However, you're still able to send that attack packet. So they essentially just teleport to the player, attack, and then teleport back within a tick. And it completely bypasses the Spigot limit. These infinite auras are also pretty potent because a lot of them could actually bypass regular reach checks by teleporting to the player and back, and that basically allows the server to be like, oh well, they're hitting under 3 blocks because it looks at where they teleported and where they attacked. Okay, they must be legit, and nothing's flagged. So you basically have to rely on speed checks and anything that's going to be catching something like that in order to actually catch these auras and ban for them. So if this is how the exploit works, and this has been known for a period of time, are anti-cheats actually getting worse? Why is it the case that in the past, this wouldn't really happen on HYPIXEL that often, and now all of a sudden we have a huge influx of cheaters on many different types of clients using this exploit? The answer is no. Anti-cheats are not actually getting worse. However, the cheat developers making the cheats are getting way better at finding exploits in the anti-cheat. So it's, as I talked about before, an infinite arms race between the cheat developer and the anti-cheat. If the anti-cheat patches something, the cheat developer has to find a bypass. And for a server as large as HYPIXEL, which has a huge player base and is really worried about false bans, obviously there's going to be a numerous amount of exploits in their plugins and stuff like that. Like, obviously, this infinite aura is not supposed to be usable on HYPIXEL. It should instantly ban you, or at least prevent it, which actually segments me to my next point, which is basically the fact that this is literally proof that the system that HYPIXEL has set up is fundamentally flawed. HYPIXEL currently uses No Cheat Plus to prevent a lot of the more blatant cheats, such as Ascension Fly, or flies that go directly up, or stuff like extreme amount of reach, or any exploit in game that's generally just going to be blocked. They basically just repurpose No Cheat Plus, a public plugin. Obviously they modify it to kind of prevent those types of cheats, which is a major issue because they're essentially relying on this plugin, this No Cheat Plus, to prevent stuff like Infinite Aura. Now, obviously, this is probably going to be flagging some of their speed checks, and obviously, the person using this aura has found some sort of bypass in Watchdog, because this would probably ban you instantly on Watchdog, or at least it should. However, No Cheat Plus is supposed to prevent things like this, and when people have access to something that isn't going to ban you and is just preventing something so readily, they could easily find an exploit in No Cheat Plus to, for example, fly directly up or whatnot, which is difficult to do, but some people have done it in the past, and that would be a fly that would be working on HYPIXEL. Now, obviously, Watchdog has checks for that, but you still technically could do it. And instead of just focusing on banning the players as quick as possible, it seems like they are relying a lot more on prevention of these extremely blatant cheats instead of just complete and utter banning. So, for example, that's why people can b-hop or use like really fast speed for a short period of time instead of getting instantly banned. But overall, I think HYPIXEL has an over-reliance on No Cheat Plus or their custom version of it to prevent cheats, and I think they should focus a lot more on instantly banning players with their watchdog checks, at least if they're blatant. So yeah, that's my personal opinion about it. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments section down below, and make sure you buy my Badline Client cape and use code Tenebrous in the Badline Client shop, link to those in the description, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.